Well, hello everybody. It's Dr. Carmen Bryant. This is Car Chronicles. How you guys doing? You doing all right? Well, welcome to my channel. You guys ready? Let's do this. So I know I have a lot of people when they make comments or say things because I did serve in the United States military. I am a U.S. Army veteran, retired, and a lot of people are triggered when they read anything about military or hear about soldiers, Marines, sailors, airmen, or military in general. And the first thing, especially if you've never served in the military, the first thing that people usually say is, they dated someone that was in the military and that everybody in the military are narcissists. Well, obviously we know that's a general statement because not everybody in the military is a narcissist, but the military environment is a place where narcissists thrive. And the reason why it is a place or an environment where narcissists thrive is because they take what they are being, that their character, their nature is to be unempathetic. A lot of them are very android-like. They try to blend in with their environment. You come into the civilian sector, they're blending in with their environment. They're trying to figure out when to laugh, when not to laugh, how to have a sense of humor. Some of them are funny, but they're calibrating to their environment. The military is an easy environment to calibrate to when you are a narcissist because our training consists of operating out of your training and your knowledge as opposed to operating out of your emotions. Now, if you think about it for a minute, that's the very thing that we teach all the time as coaches and as therapists is, not to make major decisions based off of emotions, especially when you're dealing with a narcissist, is to watch your emotions. Be careful of your emotions. Don't, lean on your emotions. Don't fall in love through emotions. You don't fall in love, you grow in love. And people that fall in love, you can always unfall and get back up. But one of the biggest things in the military, and those of you that have served in the military, those of you that are still in the military, that one of the biggest things that we teach the troops: stop operating out of your emotion. Stop being emotional. You can't be an emotional leader, because you are being trained to be in a wartime situation. And in a wartime situation, emotions are everywhere. And you're leading young troops or young soldiers or young airmen or young sailors or young Marines, and I don't know what they call the space. I guess the newest branch of the military service. I'm not sure what they call them. But we train them not to operate out of emotions, because when you go into a wartime situation, emotions are running high, adrenaline is pumping. And whenever you're leading these troops, you as a leader have to keep your calm. You as a leader cannot show emotions. You as a leader have to show strength. You have to be stoic. Even though on the inside you may be afraid, even though on the inside you want to cry, or you go into a private space, your office, the shower, or somewhere, and leaders cry, or leaders are frustrated, or leaders are afraid for their soldiers, afraid for their lives. They're afraid just like the soldier or the troops are afraid when you go into deployment. But the one thing that they have to emulate is strength. The one thing that they have to show to the troops is not the fact that you're being unempathetic. It's the fact that you're not operating out of emotion. So when they see you that way, they follow your lead. And so even though they may be afraid, they're trusting your judgment. They're trusting your leadership, whether they like you or not. And you've already built rapport with them. You're building, relationship with them when you are back on the base. When you are in a non-combat environment, you're building rapport. You're showing them that you care about them and their families. But the one thing that you're teaching them to do is to rely on their training. Trust your training. Trust the process. Get out of your emotions. Even leaders cannot lead with emotions, because most of them, I ain't gonna lie, see, I'm out the military now. I can tell you exactly what I'm thinking. So any of y'all that are on here that used to be my soldiers, I can tell the truth now, and I know they know. But some of them soldiers make you want to knock them out, throat punch them. You want to headbutt them. You want to take the Kevlar and just pop them on top of their head, because some of them are just rebellious, hard-headed. Tell them go left, they go right. And like my leader said, tell you go left, you go right. So I tell you go right in order for you to go left, because that's the direction we're trying to get you to go. I understand it now. That's the same thing we used to have to do in the military. But you have narcissists in the military, and that is the environment that they thrive in. They take leadership to a whole different level. Leadership is about servitude. When you go in, the higher you get into the rank structure, the more you can serve the people that, the more you can serve the people that are under your leadership. And leadership is a place of servitude. You're the greatest servant. They're not serving, they're serving the United States military, but you are serving them as a leader. The more people you are connected to, the more people you know, the higher you go into the rank structure, the more you can do for the people that are following you. The more it's like the more favor you have with different people to get what you need to take care of the troops. And that's what leadership is servitude, making sure the families are taken care of, making sure they're taken care of, because when you go into a wartime situation, they will take care of you because you're the leader and you're taking care of them. You've built rapport with them so they know. A narcissist, on the other hand, and many of us have experienced that in the military, they want power and control. The same thing outside of the military. They want power and control. They like leadership positions because they're highlighted. They don't understand leadership. Even though they dot the I's and cross the T's, they do what it is that we're trained to do, but they're truly unempathetic. They're what you would call the altruistic narcissists that do so many things for people around them and take the shirt off their back, take the last dime out of their pocket. They're for show. They're for show. And when they get around troops, they're the ones that do as I say, not as I do. They're the ones that don't mind cussing them out, but then the love bombing, the walking on eggshells, the confusion, the chaos. The troops are like, but it's a good leader, the gaslighting. Because they gaslight too, or they cuss them out and embarrass them in front of people, and then turn around and say, I care about you guys. I'm so passionate about what I do, and I care about you guys being strong, because if we ever go to war, see, those are excuses. Because if we ever go to war, I want you to come back, and I'm just passionate, and they're like, that's my leader. No, you're being gaslighted, But the problem is that there's rank structure in the military. And so, for a lot of us, we respect the uniform. We respect the uniform, we respect the rank, and we respect the position that you're in, but you can't stand the person because their character is off. And you find out in their secret private lives, their families are going through hell. Those are the ones that come back that have to let you know all the time, I'm in charge, I'm the boss, I'm the leader. When a person has to do that all the time, you already know that they don't know. They don't believe that they're in charge and stuff. They're just trying to make sure that I'm in charge. Or they do things because they know the regulations, policies and regulations for us that were leaders. I mean, you can see where it's easy to manipulate the system because you know the rules and regulations, and you got the people, some of them are flying monkeys that are following behind these narcissists, and some of them are narcissists too. And it's easy to thrive in a military environment because the way that a narcissist is applauded, because we don't want you to be over empathetic. We don't want you to be over emotional. Most troops, and I say troops because it's in general, they don't want a leader that is over emotional. And that's why for a lot of us females, it was hard in the military because it's a male dominated field. And it's a male dominated field in which males look at the females as you're over emotional. You're not going to be able to make, command decisions or lead the soldiers. I'm talking Army, but this is all across the board. You're not going to be able to lead military troops because you're too much into your emotions. You're too moody. You're too emotional. You make decisions based off of your emotions. And some of us looking at the males like you have no empathy whatsoever. We understand the regulations, but you got to realize that you're dealing with real people. So there's a balance. And especially if you have a good leadership team, there's a balance there. But a narcissist, there is no balance because, they thrive in an environment like that. And especially if they dot the I's and cross the T's. I want to say cross the I's and dot the T's. That's probably what it is with a narcissist. They thrive in an environment like that. However, not all military people are narcissists. Most of us, most people in the military have narcissistic traits because of the fact that's how we're trained to operate. That's how we survive a very complex situation. That's how many of them survive in a wartime situation. If they have been traumatized in war, they come back. And a lot of them, are low empathy, because they've seen so much. And so I just want to say that. You guys make sure you get to my conference. It's online, 100%. Go register. Talk to you guys later.